Blah.
Okay, here is a question for you. This isn't really any of my business, and everything I'm about to state is obviously my own opinion. But what I want to know is, how do you eat your French fries? And, for just the sake of discussion, we're talking specifically about ketchup. Whether you like ketchup or not, I want to know, how do you eat your French fries in ketchup? What is your dipping style? What is your sauce placement style? How do you put the sauce on the fry? Do you dip the French fry into a dunking apparatus of ketchup like a normal human being? Or are you somehow unhinged and you take your ketchup, your packet of ketchup, and spray it all over the heaping pile of French fries as if it were a Jackson Pollock painting? That's what I want to know. There's only one correct answer, and that is the dunking of your French fry in ketchup, sauce on the side style. You should be applying ketchup at your own discretion. If spraying the French fries with ketchup all over the place, if that is your discretion, you are entitled to your own opinion, but I do think there might be something wrong with you. It might even be borderline insanity. You might have to plead borderline insanity. In a weird kind of way, it's a social litmus test. You know what I mean? Kind of like if I'm sitting across from you and we're out to eat and we're just talking. Let's say that we split a plate of fries. Let's say we split a plate of fries. We'll start there. If we split a plate of French fries, extra crispy, of course, because soggy French fries are the devil. They're not as much as the devil as is soggy cereal, but they are still kind of the devil. If we share this plate of French fries and you take the ketchup and then assume, especially if you don't ask me, you take the ketchup and then you spray the ketchup all over the French fries, I am going to assume that there's something seriously wrong with you, because A, obviously it's inconsiderate because you're sharing the French fries with someone else in your dining party, but B, there is something just so deeply inherently wrong with spraying your ketchup with French fries. Why? Because you're making those French fries soggy. And what did we just say? Soggy French fries are the devil, much like soggy cereal is the devil. So if I then have to, bravely take ketchup covered French fries that are just laden with ketchup and eat them, I'm going to be upset. Plus, once with messy fingers, because, you are just carelessly applying the ketchup onto the French fry, of course the ketchup is going to get all over one's fingers and make them sticky. If there's no napkins readily available, or maybe your table manners are not where they should be at, and you are going like this, and then you're taking more French fries, that we're going to have problems. We're going to have problems. Now, if you order your own plate of French fries, if everybody has separate plates of French fries in this hypothetical scenario of a social litmus test, as we were discussing, that's slightly better, whereas it's your French fries, it's your life, right? It's your life, your French fries. You can do what you want with what you want. It doesn't affect me or my life, but I'm still going to secretly judge you and think, man, that is really weird that you poured ketchup all over your French fries like that. It's bizarre, man. Like, how do you know that French fry needed so much ketchup? And again, you're creating this sort of sense of chaos by covering everything in ketchup. It's the worst kind of anarchy. It's literally the best way to describe it is anarchy, but it's not like a good kind of anarchy. Not where like the power to the people are in charge. People are democratically deciding what they want communally as a whole without having, systematic rules in place. Not that kind of anarchy, which I think, obviously can't inherently work, but as an ideal it's a lofty ideal, but as an ideal is kind of glorious. Unfortunately, human nature does not allow such a concept to actually exist in reality. So whereas the messy plate of ketchup fries just ends up being the worst kind of anarchy, bedlam that one can imagine, as opposed to dunking your French fry in ketchup. Here we have control, the best kind of control. We have order. My French fry is crispy and it's delicious, and I'd like to accentuate accent it. I'd like to give it an accent of ketchup to enhance the pleasure of eating and consuming the French fry. I'm putting it on the tip of the French fry that is going to go in my mouth. It's not going to be on my fingers. When I grab for that French fry, my fingers are not going to get all sloppy and disgusting with sticky ketchup. I have some control in the situation. I dunk once, I dunk twice. If we are sharing the plate of French fries, we each need our own personal dunking cups, so that way we're not dunking, taking a bite. I mean, how many times can you go in for a second dip? The Seinfeld rule, right? When Jerry tells George, you can't double dip, in a communal setting like that. So goes the same for French fry dipping. It needs to be a personal dipping cup where you can then decide to go back for a second dip after you've already taken a bite out of your French fry. That's how it works. That's how it needs to work. That's what makes society work. And so to get to the bottom of the point here, in this filibuster, that's what all these short form videos are. They're just filibuster, stream of consciousness filibusters off the top of my head. You can tell a lot about somebody based on what their ketchup pouring style is on top of their French fries. Now, again, we use ketchup as the as an example here, but really it applies to any sort of sauce. Although I think you would be incredibly unhinged if you sprayed. For some reason, ketchup is far more acceptable to spray on French fries. If you're going to go that route, it's far more acceptable than if you were to spray mayonnaise or honey mustard or, I don't know, hot sauce. It's just weird, man. It's just weird. I like control. I like to be able to dip at my discretion. It's the same thing when you're going out to eat. When I used to work at P.F. Chang's, and people would be worried about, hey, there's too much sugar in the sauce, or I don't know if I could have all the the calories, whatever. The way that you would always get the person to get the dish is just have them order the sauce on the side. Now, while that's not always ideal and can affect the presentation and flavor profile of the food, if you are trying to watch calories, if you are trying to control your sugar levels or what you are taking in, what you are consuming, you are going to inhale a lot less sauce if you are dipping it on the side instead of slathering your whatever the protein may be in the sauce. Because as you know, sauce ends up always being the boss in a situation. That's what we used to say at Legal Seafood. I used to work there too. The sauce is the boss. So in conclusion, my question to you is, do you drizzle ketchup all over your French fries like a weirdo goon? Not the good kind of weirdo goon, because I consider myself to be a weirdo goon. Or are you one of those civilized people that knows that, hey, I need to separate my French fries from the sauce that I am dipping them in and dip accordingly? I want to hear from you. You tell me. Happy Friday.